You know, very interestingly, folks, under His Excellency President Kufuor, it was called causing financial loss. People who were deemed to have caused financial loss were arrested and jailed. Under Mahama, it was called looting. And those who were deemed to have looted are saying we are being witch hunted. Master, NDC sit up, because this loot must be recovered. Let's go to business. You know something, folks? No credit you. I want us all to imagine for once that maybe, let us just imagine that it was the NDC in power. And the MPP had promised that when they come and they win the election, they are going to prosecute all the NDC people who were looting. May reverse just for 1 second. Just imagine it. Just imagine it, that there was NDC in power and there had been so much loot, and the MPP had campaigned that if they come to power, they're going to recover and prosecute the looters. And they had won. Masa, Kamubehu Samia. I'm not kidding. Look at this. It's not that I'm conjuring this out of my imagination. It has happened before. What is the difference between looting and financial loss? Financial loss is when you invest the nation's money in certain ways that do not benefit the nation. It is called, you have caused financial loss to the nation, and you'll be punished for that. That is causing financial loss. When we keep the bad moves, the bad investments, so the nation has lost money, you'll be punished for that. It's called financial loss. What is looting? Looting is not even like financial loss. So looting is feely. This is wrong, but this is how I can manage and do the wrong, get the money, and sit on the money. That is looting. So for me, at the end of the day, looting and causing financial loss, all loss be loss. All is stealing from the public purse. You know why I'm talking about this? Because once upon a time, under the MPP, under President His Excellency Kufuor, when he came, he said certain members of the NDC had caused financial loss and they'll be punished. And yes, true to his word, the people were tried. He was in such a hurry that he established fast-track courts. It wasn't business as usual. He established fast-track courts to fast-track the cases. And people were sent to jail for causing financial loss, folks. Chadrikata at the end of the day challenged this thing, but he himself was jailed once. Francis Salome, the Minister for Finance, and the fast track, he was sent to jail. And yes, who be there? Right now, the Minister of Finance, Kenufrata, the former Minister of Finance, is not in town, and there's a whole fury. Why are you witch hunting? We have seen it before. This is not the first time in the history of Ghana. Salome, Deputy Finance Minister, jail. I didn't hear one word about witch hunting, because the evidence was there. So you see what caused financial loss. What's his name? Kwame Pipra, Minister of Finance. Jail. Did you hear anything about witch hunting? No. Yes, what caused financial loss? The quality grain issue. Those who were lined up, they had caused financial loss. They went to jail. Folks, all I'm saying is, it's the first time that people who had looted or caused financial loss had been sent to jail. It's happened before in our history. And all of Ghanaians are quiet and applauded President Kufuor for taking such action and jailing people for causing financial loss. Malam Issa, the rest of them, go and do your research, plenty. All of a sudden, the challenge has changed from financial loss to looting. And all of a sudden, when it comes to those who have looted this country, dear, witch hunting.
And this committee is only in for personal vendetta.
Financial loss was okay. Let Chachu go to jail. Let Prepare go to jail. Let Francis Salome, former deputy finance, die in jail. It's okay. They cause financial loss. But those who have looted, no, leave them alone. When they call you, don't go.
And so if you are a former government official and you're invited by this so-called Ora, advice to you from the minority is to boycott any invitation from the Ora team. We are not going to be part of it.
Hey! When they call you, don't go. It's witch hunting. So you invite people who have been alleged to be criminals, and the whole parliamentary system can stop because they're going to demonstrate in support of the criminal who being arrested. Master, where are we going in this country? Where is this inconsistency from? That if you cause financial loss and you go to jail, that is fine. There's no question. Go to jail and pay for it. But when you loot, we should rise up in defense of those who have looted, because it is witch hunting. Where are we going in this country? And I'm saying all of this, folks, and I hope that the NDC and President Mahama are listening. What's the thing out somewhere we got the promise that just as happened during Kufuor's time with those who had caused financial loss and Ghanaians were upset that you have caused financial loss for the country, so too in our time, those who have looted will be prosecuted.
We will launch an Operation Recover All the Loot to investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption. To investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption, no person found culpable will be spared.
I just don't seem to understand what is happening in this country. And the reason I'm saying all of this is because we hosted Dom Leveau a couple of episodes ago. I'm sure you saw Dom Leveau. And he spoke like a true Ghanaian. Dom Leveau is not any regular person that we recruited from the street to. He is the head of Yoko. People were pressuring me, KSM, bring Dom Leveau. This whole fight for the recovery of the loot, we are not feeling it. KSM, bring Dom Leveau. So if you remember, when I interviewed him, I told him, look, you are the most wanted man in Ghana.
It is a very, very great pleasure for me today, because I'm going to talk to somebody that for now I call Ghana's most wanted.
Maybe wanted sounds like he was a criminal. Maybe let me put it this way, you are the most sought after person in Ghana. Why? Because people wanted to find out from him. So what's the story with the loot and the recovery and the prosecution? Because we are not feeling it. I'll show you my emails. Bring him, bring him, bring him, bring him. And I brought him, hoping that he was going to come and explain to Ghanaians that, listen, we haven't forgotten about the loot. We haven't forgotten about the recovery. We are doing it, but it is this and this and this that we are putting in place. That's what I was hoping to hear. But lo and behold, he came and told us that, me too, I am frustrated. Me too, I'm not feeling it.
So if you follow the briefing that the Attorney General has been given, a lot of work is going on. Will you ask, are you satisfied? I'll say no, I am not satisfied. Because I can't see the end of the tunnel, not to talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. I can't even see it. I don't even see the end of the tunnel before the light, because I know this may continue until there's a change. In fact, the prayer of the corporates and their lawyers is that there should be a change in government. Then you hear nolli prosequa and etc., and our money is gone. The procedure that Attorney General currently is using is going to be very difficult. 9 months. 9 months is not small, my brother. We are, before we realize, we have finished the quarter of the term of President Mahama. So I think we have to change the speed at which you are moving, and let people gain the confidence that things are moving and moving very fast. It begs one question. Doesn't mean they didn't prepare before coming to office, or they were not ready for winning the election.
Yeah.
Because when I look at the quantum of money that we should recover and the speed, the snail speed at which we are moving, I'm like, when are we going to get there?
Yeah.
We may not get there. We need to change the legal framework. And let me be blunt here. If government refuses to do these changes, it only tells me that either they are also doing the same thing, they are also stealing, or they have intention of stealing. That is the only motivation which will stop you from doing these things, which brings about quick win.
And that was, for me, even as the host of the show, what took me off. And let me tell you something about my interview style. I don't go and study everything about the interviewer and then wait for them to come and then ask them questions about things I've studied. No, I just ask questions and let them tell me. So when he was coming, I wasn't even expecting Dom Levo to come and tell me that, me too, I'm not feeling it too. I thought he was going to come here and sit down and explain why it looks like things are being slow, but he's actually going to explain the story. But folks, just like you, I was surprised to hear that he too was not feeling it. So all I'm saying is this, people, and I want to send a message to my dear friend, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. You know, I've sat right here and I've said it, and I haven't hidden the fact that if he says he's resetting this country, then I'll do everything in my power. And how many years I have left, I'll do it to support that we reset this country. Because if there's one thing we need in Ghana, I don't want to talk about Africa, let me concentrate on Ghana. If there's one thing we need, is resetting. It's the most important thing that we can do for our nation, for the generations that are coming, for the youth that are out there, you the young ones that are coming up. When we hear resetting, no. With all respects, me, I thank God for whatever time I've spent, we have done what we can. We won't be here forever. But we are hoping that our children and our children's children will grow up in a country that has a thinking and a mentality that has been reset and is thinking right. And this country will progress like there's no tomorrow. So I said it time and time again that, Mr. President, if your agenda is resetting, you have my backing. It is not a secret that I have decided that this platform, we're going to use it to help back and support the whole agenda to reset. Very, very important. And the resetting is so critical.
We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana.
And one of the things about resetting, folks, is consistency. It's just that people cannot get away with murder anymore. That's how we have to reset our minds, so that we have to deal with corruption. And as Dom Lovo has said, the only way to deal with corruption is to make sure that corruption doesn't pay. That's why he told the Chinese example of the minister who has been held. Corruption shouldn't pay.
The former Minister of Agric of China was found guilty of collecting bribe and awarding contracts, etc., to the tune of about $38 million. What did they do? The most impressive thing about it is that the trial was within 3 months or so. In Ghana, this will have remained in court for God knows how long. At times, some of the cases, until Jesus comes, they are never going to finish. Within 3 months or 4, they had finished the trial. When the gentleman was found guilty, he was sentenced to death. He was sentenced to death. And then they gave him a reprieve to say, look, gentlemen, you have 2 years. If you want to leave, refund not just the 38 million, but all your assets. Give it to us, because we assume you stole all of them. So we will take all your assets. But if after 2 years you realize that you have not done that, you go and sentence you or and kill you or whatever they will do to you to take your life. So that is when they are making corruption unattractive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is like kid glove. You are treating people with kid gloves, and we don't even want to call it theft. It is only when somebody takes $2 Ghana cedis or 10 Ghana cedis from somebody's shop or in the house. Oh, it's a thief. But these big ones who are still, we don't even want to call it theft. We say misappropriation and whatnot.
Leakages.
Yes.
There are some leakages there.
Exactly. So that is my worry.
Folks, we should start moving away from this mentality that when you are big and you have money and you are powerful, you can be corrupt. And then the justice finally will grind slowly. When they caught this guy who was wearing a military fatigue and they sentenced him and he couldn't pay the money, and look what's saying, is it 3 years? 3 years. So Soja Fuata, they was wearing military fatigue. 3 years in jail. People have stolen millions and billions. And they say, oh, but the justice goes slowly. So I guess it glands slowly for the rich and powerful. Who you hear now? Go and steal contumely. Say you are hungry, you couldn't eat, you couldn't get food, so you went to somebody's farm and you stole contumely. They will give you 12 years for stealing contumely. The rich and the mighty can steal 300 million. And then they have ways and means of delaying justice, and they say, please, let's be serious. So, me today, I'm just saying that based on the reaction that we got from Dom Levo's interview, I know that Ghanaians are waiting for action. Your Excellency, Mr. President, I deliberately talked about, we have seen this before. It happened at the MPP. It was called fighting financial loss, jailing those who have caused financial loss. No word of witch hunting crossed anybody's mouth. But at the NDC, people have ganged up and say it is witch hunting, and everything has been slowed down. Unfortunately, things have been slowed down to the level that people are now saying, look, oh, Charlie, I'm giving you the grassroots what they feel. I belong with them. No, let's be honest. No, I wouldn't say lucky, because I've put in so much work to get to a certain position. I have. There's no what do you call it, the secret about that. But the point is that I have never forgotten where I've come from, and I relate to the grassroots. I understand the grassroots. I deal with the grassroots, and I know they are thinking. So I'm just telling the government now to understand that the thinking in the grassroots now is saying, are they all the same? Because, Your Excellency, people were expecting some different form of fire. We are resetting the country. You have looted the country. Let us quickly put you in jail to recover the loot. That's the fire that we were expecting. Even like in the first month, second month, we were expecting. But it's been 9 months. Folks, it is not the fault of the people. We are not just talking. No, we are saying things because we heard things. We had promises.
We'll launch an Operation Recover All the Loot to investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption. To investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption, no person found culpable will be spared.
And we were fired up with the promises. And now that we have voted, we are not filling the promises. You know what I'm saying? Salome went to jail. He died in jail. At some point, he was in jail and he was on a drip. Chachu Keta was arrested. Prepare was arrested. They caused financial loss. So we are not feeling it, and it's not our fault that we don't feel it. What's his name? Our finance minister, Ken, chilling somewhere, free. Occasionally they will hear the OSP will come and read and declaring a wanted man, blah, 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 blah.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, a few minutes ago, I signed a directive declaring a high-profile person a fugitive from justice. This person is wanted by the OSP to answer charges in respect of several cases, including the following. 1. Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaocheng Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Oforiata.
Now, Chris is saying, Asa? And then they have these, what do you call that, the encounters, and then accountability series. Fantastic idea. But the series has just become a series where you come and tell us some things that we don't see or feel. Accountability, we want to build a watertight case and we have to do mindful. So when you're promising us before you came to power, you didn't have a watertight case then? Is it now that you're trying to build a watertight case? I'm speaking for the people. I'm speaking for how the people feel. I'm not speaking at KSM. I'm reporting to you what the feeling is on the ground. Let me say this, Mr. President. You have done well. Please trust me, I'm not saying everything here to say, no! You have done a lot. Sadly, the promise of recovering the loot for Ghana was so celebrated and was so expected.
We will launch an Operation Recover All the Loot to investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption. To investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption, no person found culpable will be spared. But let me say that the sword of accountability will cut both ways, against both past and the present government.
People generally feel that when it comes to that aspect of that promise idea, the fire has gone down. Please, we invited Mr. Domolobo. He said so many things that can help restructure the whole system, the judiciary and everything that we can do.
How do we recover the loot? How do we prosecute? What are the three main things in your view that should be done in Ghana?
1, the legal framework must change such that it makes it easy to punish wrongdoing. 2, institutional arrangement. Like I said, we must change the courts from sitting only 5 hours, 3 hours in a day. They should run 24/7. The 24-hour economy should go to the court. 3, we should put systems in place not to respect people. There should be consequences for misbehavior. If anybody who crosses the red line will be shot, we should shoot. Otherwise, we are not serious. We cannot make a law and give exemptions to almost everybody. because you know someone. No, that must stop.
And that is what the resetting is all about. So please, let us take these things serious. Because people are not feeling it all. And don't blame people. Don't blame us as Yantishi. We are really not feeling anything. You know, this man has been arrested. Signals Bureau. He has so many mansions. Why you say? They put out there, he and his wife, Dubois.
The investigations also established that the proceeds from the suspect's activities were used to buy significant landed properties and other assets of considerable value both in Ghana and elsewhere. We have number 2 Stream Park Drive, Mayfair Estates, LA, that is La Accra. For that, they deposited, and we have the deposit slip as well as the receipt from the estate developer, $1 million United States of American dollars. Number 6, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estates, La Accra. Deposit 500,000 United States of America. That's American dollars. That's the initial deposit. All right. Then we have number 7, Edith Avenue, Mayfair, 200,000 United States of American dollars deposited for the property. Number 8, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estates, La Accra, 97,815 United States of American dollars was deposited for that property. But we are sure that other cash payments were made to complete the purchase and then the transfer of ownership. So we are tracing all those documents. Number 9, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estate, 270,000 United States of American dollars deposited, initial deposit for the purchase. Number 10, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estates, Accra, 150,000 United States of American dollars deposited. Now he also owns a company known as Vertex Properties. Vertex Properties, and we trace the proceeds of crime to Vertex Properties also. They have Vertex Properties owns 27 houses located at Oyarifa. Each house costs, an estimated cost of 295,000 United States of American dollars. We also know that they have 2 properties in London that we are tracking, and I'm going to trigger the mutual legal assistance between the United Kingdom and Ghana for us to be able to lay hands on those properties.
Or was it a lie? If it is true that he had all these things, allegations are true against him, then why have they fizzled? This woman, Giftawari, NSS, said all this thing about fake names and the millions and millions of cities that were blown on a giddy.
Current Minister of Finance, the Honorable Dr. KSL Atuforsen, ordered a head count of all national service personnel as a precondition for the disbursement of arrears of allowances payable to the personnel dating back to August 2024. It was discovered that around 885 were ghost names. Our investigations have revealed a sprawling criminal enterprise whose network covers the entire country. This criminal enterprise was run by top-level executives of the National Service Authority and their accomplices in the private sector known as vendors or service providers. This criminal enterprise resulted in the siphoning of huge sums of public funds into private pockets. In total, we can confirm from our evidence on the docket and from interrogations that a whopping 548,333,542 cedis and 65 pesos, over 548 million Ghana cedis to the criminal enterprise perpetrated by these executives, these directors and staff, as well as the service providers in the marketplace.
What I want, as they say, the Jamaicans say, what I want. I even hear she's really actually in contention, in competing to be GFA vice president. I don't know. Hey! Oh my! So please, I'm begging, NDC, sit up. Plain and simple, do what you have to do. Learn from what Kufuor did, His Excellency Kufuor did when he came. Or see, you have caused financial loss, and he came against you with the force of the law, fast track courts or whatever. Do something. Please, let's feel it. Do something. Let's stop rich people and poor people getting away with corruption. That's the bane of our problems. As Dom Levo said very brilliantly, he says, when it stops raining from the top, the drizzling down there will stop. That's why it says someone, when he was an accountant, this accountant, whatever, he doesn't go for the small headmasters, he's going for the ministers who are directly at the top. When it stops raining at the top, the drizzling will stop.
Your Excellency, the fight starts from the top. It storms at the top and drizzles at the bottom. Hold the big men accountable, and the small men will change immediately. Once they see the big man, that's why when I was Auditor General, I was not interested in headmasters and etc. I was interested in the directors, chief directors, and ministers. Because when you see the Minister of Education running, who are you a headmaster to stand? So it starts at the top, and then it will trickle down, and we will have a better society. Thank you.
So today I just, following the episodes we have done with Dom Levo, I've just come to add my voice that please, let us stop this business as usual. Let us introduce some more firepower. I'm looking for the chance, I don't know whether it will happen soon or late or whenever, that I'll sit down one-on-one with His Excellency, Mr. John Dramani Mahama. And if I do get the chance to sit down with him, these are the things I'll ask him. Mr. President, people had the promise, or they were gung-ho about the promise. They are not feeling it. Maybe from your own mouth, you can explain to the people why. I'll ask him. If I get the chance to interview him, I've done that a lot. Maybe this will be like a fourth time. But, or if I get the Attorney General, my floor is there. I'll let my producer call you. If you come, fine. Or the OSP, my floor is here. I'll call all of you to come and we do our own accountability series from Unfiltered. Expect my